My apologies.
Okay, my name is Charlene Roche, and I head up a group of Quilts of Valor volunteers in Rochester, New Hampshire. Quilts of Valor was started by a woman by the name of Catherine Roberts, and she started it in Seaford, Delaware, and it was an idea that she had to make a quilt for healing the servicemen that were coming back from the Middle East. And it started because her son Nathan was stationed over in the Middle East. Well, then she decided that she'd go nationwide, and if she could get enough long armors to make these quilts, then they could send more out. It is now a national effort, and it's in a lot of other countries. And so we cover as many people as we can. They're not always in the Middle East. They're from World War I. They're from World War II. World War I, maybe one or two, long time ago. But we've got Vietnam vets, we've got Korean vets, we've got the first Gulf War. Thank you very much for your service. And other areas that people have given, time that they've given in the service. And I want to tell you a little story. Years ago, a young man by the name of Josh Hargis was in the 3rd Battalion Rangers unit, and he was, along with several of his teammates, was hit with IEDs. And at that time, it killed several of his teammates. And for 2 hours of traveling to get to the hospital, they weren't sure he'd make it. Well, Josh got into the hospital. He was laying on his hospital bed, hooked up on all kinds of things. They did not know that whether he was conscious or not. They really thought he was unconscious. But at the time, someone came along and presented him with the Quilts of Valor quilt. Now, we have some groups that will send them overseas to be distributed there in the hospital units. But the interesting thing was when his commander had come to pin him and present him with this quilt, his arm came up from underneath the quilt and he saluted. It was called a salute that was seen around the world. It made NBC News, CBS News, ABC News, and at that particular time, people were now aware of who we were and what we did. Because the question was, where'd the quilt come from? How'd he get the quilt? And so we had droves and droves of people who wanted to have a quilt for their loved one. We all know anyone who's been in a service situation. It's an uncle, it's a cousin, it's your dad, it's your husband, it's everybody. And I'm here to recognize Pat Donnelly because Pat gave to her country from 1986 to 1991. Pat was stationed in Texas when she went through basic training, and she was sent to Chanute, Illinois. I assume you had training in Chanute.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then she supported the first Gulf War, and I'm assuming from Germany.
Yes.
And so I want to recognize Pat for her contributions to the service. So, the Quilts of Valor Foundation wishes to recognize you for your service to our nation. We consider it a privilege to honor you, though we may not know the extent of your sacrifice and service to protect and defend the United States. This is an expression of gratitude. This is We made them in March, here. And like I said, the kits were cut here. The backing were donations that we got from Keepsake. So not only is this from us, this is from Keepsake, okay? So it's a keepsake for you. Thank you so much. You're welcome.